The morning shattered with a scream, raw and desperate, as a man dropped to his knees on the sun-scorched concrete, blood seeping from his forehead. Above him stood a woman in combat boots and surgical gloves, her scalpel glinting like a shard of moonlight. Another man, zip-tied to a faded lawn ornament shaped like a crane, thrashed and sobbed, begging her to stop. The cul-de-sac, a sleepy pocket of Virginia suburbia framed by blooming azaleas, froze in stunned silence. She carved with surgical precision, etching letters into skin, HOA. Not a badge of power, but a mark of shame. The neighborhood would never forget. To understand this moment, we must rewind. It was the kind of morning that felt like a gift. Sunlight poured over Willow Lane, a quiet cul-de-sac where sprinklers whispered and sparrows flitted through ancient maples. At the heart stood the Harper House, a modest single story with a sagging porch. Its driveway was a canvas for 11-year-old Noah Harper, a boy with quiet eyes and burn scars tracing his hands like faint constellations. Kneeling in the light, Noah gripped a stub of red chalk, sketching a phoenix across the concrete wings flared, flames curling, a creature of rebirth. It wasn't perfect, but it was his. Noah rarely spoke. 3 years ago, a fire had stolen his voice, Leah VYing scars on his hands and neck that never fully faded. But here, with chalk dust on his fingers and a sky that held no judgment, he was just a boy creating. His foster mother, Emily Harper, leaned against the front door, sipping coffee, her eyes soft but watchful. She fought to give Noah a home, a haven. Every moment of peace was a triumph. Then came the rumble, low and wrong, like a predator stalking. A black SUV rolled into VYEW, its tinted windows swallowing the sun. No license plate. It stopped in front of the Harper house, engine idling with menace. Emily's coffee mug froze mid-sip. Something was off. The doors opened, and 2 men stepped out. Black boots, cargo pants, jackets with garish patches. HOA compliance. No names, no badges, just arrogance. The taller one, lean with a buzz cut and mirrored sunglasses, moved like he owned the street. His partner, stocky and twitchy, scanned the yard like he expected trouble. They didn't knock. They marched up the driveway, boots grinding Noah's phoenix into smears of red and gold. The tall one pointed at the drawing. Vandalism, he said, voice flat. Defacing common property. Huazulet. Emily stepped forward, heart pounding. This is my driveway. My son's drawing with chalk. It washes off. The stocky one smirked. Renters don't get a say. HOA controls shared spaces. That mess goes now. Noah stiffened, the chalk slipping from his hand. The tall man crouched, too close, his sunglasses reflecting Noah's scars. What's with the hands, kid? You play with matches or something. Emily's breath caught. The stocky man snorted. Looks like a burned VY Tim from a horror flick. You let him out like that. Noah's shoulders curled inward. The tall man stood, kicking the chalk aside, shattering it. Rules are rules. Can't have your scarred kid tanking property values. Enough, Emily snapped, stepping between them, her voice shaking with rage. There's no HOA here. We voted it out years ago. Leave. The tall man leaned in, sunglasses flashing. We're real enough. You'll see when the fines hit. Noah bolted inside, the screen door slamming. Emily called after him, but kept her eyes on the men. They stepped closer, crowding her. The stocky one grinned. Foster moms always think they're untouchable. You're not. We clean up messes like you. Emily's hands trembled. No badges, no proof, just 2 men acting like they owned her home. She stepped back when a voice sliced through the air. Back off. Now. The words were calm but sharp, like a blade drawn slowly. At the curb stood a woman beside a battered Jeep, duffel bag over her shoulder. Dr. Sarah Kane, Emily's older sister, wore faded scrubs and scuffed combat boots. A trauma surgeon with 3 tours in Iraq. She carried herself like someone who'd faced worse than bullies in fake uniforms. Her presence was a quiet storm. The men turned. The tall one tilted his head. Who are you? Sarah dropped her duffel. Family. You're on my property. Leave. The stocky man sneered, stepping toward her. Threatening us, lady? Sarah didn't flinch. I'm stating facts. Step back. The air tightened. The men exchanged a glance and chose poorly. The tall man reached for his vest pepper spray. Maybe worse. We're HOA. Touch us, it's assault. Sarah's lips twitched. Touch that boy again, it's a trauma case. I don't lose patience. Inside, Noah crouched by the window, breath shallow, eyes wide. Emily stood frozen, torn between shielding him and joining Sarah. She'd heard stories Sarah pulling shrapnel from soldiers under fire, but this was different. This was Sarah unleashed. The stocky man lunged, grabbing for Sarah's arm. Mistake. Her hand caught his wrist, twisted, and flipped him onto the lawn with a thud. He yelped, arm pinned under her knee. The tall man swung, but Sarah sidestepped, kicked his leg out, and slammed him face down onto the driveway. His sunglasses cracked. Emily gasped. Noah's fingers gripped the windowsill. Across the street, Mr. Evans, a retired teacher, stepped onto his porch, phone recording. Mrs. Lou, who hosted book club, joined him, her phone up. Half the neighborhood watched, a silent jury. Sarah crouched beside the stocky man. You mock kids because you're weak? He didn't answer, face pale. She zip-tied his wrists with a flick. The tall man groaned, but Sarah bound him too. You're insane, he muttered. No, Sarah said. I'm precise. Neighbors crept closer, some whispering, others nodding. A teen muttered, that's badass. Inside, Noah stood at the door, eyes searching, not scared but curious. Sarah reached into her duffel, pulling a sterile scalpel. The men froze. The tall one's voice cracked. What are you doing? I'm making sure you remember, Sarah said, tearing open the plastic. The blade gleamed. Everyone will know what you are. Emily stepped forward. Sarah, what? Sarah didn't look up. Protecting our family. The first cut was swift, shallow. The tall man screamed. Sarah carved H-O, apprecise, not deep but permanent. The stocky man sobbed. I didn't say anything. Please. You laughed, Sarah said. That's enough. The blade moved again. Neighbors watched, horrified, transfixed. No one stopped her. This was justice. Sirens wailed. 2 cruisers screeched in, officers stepping out, hands near holsters. What happened? The lead officer barked. Emily found her voice. They claimed to be HOA. No badges. They mocked my son's scars, threatened us. My sister stopped them. It's on VY Deo. The officer checked the men's vests. Fake gear. No badges. Where'd you get this junk? The men didn't answer. Sarah spoke. Ambulance for the cuts. Shallow, clean. No stitches. The younger officer radioed for EMTs. You're a surgeon? 20 years. 10 in trauma, 3 in war zones. He nodded, impressed. Neighbors handed over footage. Mrs. Lou produced a document. No HOA since 2010. They're frauds. Paramedics arrived. One recognized Sarah. You stitched my brother's arm. Fastest hands ever. He saw the foreheads and whistled. What's this? A reminder, Sarah said. As ambulances left, Willow Lane buzzed. Mr. Evans VY Deo went VY Rao, hitting 100,000 VYUs by noon, 1 million by night. Comments flooded. She's a hero. HOA means hell over authority. News vans swarmed, but Sarah stayed inside, uninterested in fame. She'd done this for Noah. Noah sat on the couch, blanket around him, clutching cocoa. Emily sat beside him, phone buzzing. Is Aunt Sarah in trouble? Noah whispered. No, Emily said, brushing his hair. She kept you safe. The men, Mark Tanner and Ryan Holt, were con artists scamming neighborhoods with fake HOA fronts. Charges stacked up. Impersonation, harassment, child endangerment. At trial, Noah's VY Deo testimony, they called me broke and sealed their fate. Guilty. 3 years each, plus fines. But the letters on their foreheads were the real sentence. Faint but unmistakable, following them everywhere. Noah changed. At school, kids who ignored him now cheered. A bully left a note. Your aunt's epic. Noah smiled more, drew Morpho and Ix's, knights with scarred hands. Emily framed his first phoenix, hanging it above the fireplace. Willow Lane transformed. Mrs. Lou started a kids' art club. Mr. Evans led a community watch. The driveway became a monument. Neighbors adding chalk flowers, stars, messages. You're enough. An art collective sealed it in epoxy, a VY Brandt mosaic. Kids VY cited, adding their marks, a testament to resilience. A nonprofit offered to fund Flames of Courage, an art program for traumatized kids, with Noah as ambassador. He hesitated, then left a drawing on the Porcha Phoenix, captioned, "I'm not in VY Cybele." Emily teared up. Sarah stayed the same, declining inter-VYUs, ignoring T-shirts reading surgical justice. But when Noah showed her a fan VY Deo, the Herothalwish smirked. On the anniversary, neighbors gathered, bringing chalk, candles, scars. Noah knelt, drawing a softer phoenix, flames glowing, not burning. He stood, facing the crowd. "The fire didn't break me," he said. "It made me." Applause roared, but the real mark wasn't on skin or concrete. It was in a boy's courage, a family's strength, a community's voice. Justice doesn't always come with sirens. Sometimes it's chalk, scars, and a scalpel. If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this VY Deo with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next VY Deo.